Hi, ma'am. I'm John Peter Lafuente, and I'm going to discuss the chapter 12, which is the laws related to tourism investments and finance. Learning objectives. Explain the laws governing tourism investments. Discuss the business models applicable to tourism projects. Enumerate the various taxes application to tourism-related establishment. Discuss the limitation of foreigners in tourism investments. Law governing tourism investments. Laws governing tourism investment typically include regulation and incentives aimed to promoting and regulating investment in the tourism sector. This law may cover aspects such as land use, environmental protection, infrastructure development, tax incentives, and licensing requirements to ensure the sustainable and responsible tourism. Development while attracting investment and fostering economic growth in the tourism industry. Investment in transportation business and public utilities. This provision of Article 7 of the Philippine Constitution ensure that the Filipino citizens or corporations with a major Filipino ownership can be granted permission to operate public utilities like electricity, water, or transportation services. Additionally, it prevents monopolies by restricting exclusivity, limiting the duration of this grant to a maximum of 50 years. The following may apply for accreditation as tour operation. A resident Filipino citizens. This simply means that an individual who is a Filipino citizen, a resident in the Philippines is eligible to own and operate a public utility. This provision ensures that the benefits of such enterprises remains within the country and contribution of the national economy. B. A partnership organized under the law of the Philippines, at least 60% of the capital being owned by the Filipino citizens. This means that a business or entity formed as a partnership which is registered and operates under Philippine law in the eligible to own and operate public utility provide that at least 60% of its capital is owned by Filipino citizens. This ensures the significant Filipino stake in the such enterprises. C. Corporations organized under the law of the Philippines, at least 60% of the subscribed common of the voting shares of the stocks of which is owned by the Filipino citizens, and the composition of its board directors being at least 60% Filipinos. This provision allows corporations registered and operating under the Philippine law to own operate public utilities. However, to qualify, at least 60% of the corporation's common of or voting shares must be owned by the Filipino citizens. Additionally, at least 60% of the corporation board of directors must be Filipino. This rule ensures that Filipinos have significant control over the corporations and its operations. Memorandum Order Number 211, which approved the 2006 Investment Priorities Plan, has organized tourism as a preferred activity under Article 29 of the Omnibus Investment Code of 1987, which means that investments of these tourism sectors are encouraged and given priority by the government. The aim to stimulate economic growth, creating jobs, and promote the country's cultural heritage and natural attractions. In the Philippines, a 12% value-added tax is imposed on individuals engaged in the trade of business as well as certain transactions. The VAT applies to various activities, including the sales, barter, lease, or goods or properties provision to service. The importance of goods. The VAT is calculated based on the gross selling price or value of the goods, properties, or imported goods. This means that the tax is applied to the total amount of paid by the buyer or the fair market value of the goods or services provided. The purpose of the VAT is to generate revenue for the government and ensure that the tax burden is distributed across different stages of productions and consumption. Is a considered indirect tax because of this unlimitedly pass on the consumer. Percentage taxes. In the Philippine, individuals or businesses who annual gross per receipts are below 550,000 are exempt from the paying value-added tax. Instead, they are required to pay a percentage tax. The percentage tax is type of tax imposed on the business with annual gross receipts below the VAT threshold. These are calculated as 3% of their quarterly sales. This means that the business or individual falling under this threshold needs to compute their sales on quarterly basis on the 3% of the amount of their percentage tax. The tax based on the total sales made during the quarter, regardless of whether the sales are made consumers or the businesses. Exercise taxes. Exercise taxes is a type of tax imposed on the specific goods that are produced or imported for consumption in the Philippines. It is a separated tax from the value-added tax. The purpose of excess tax is to regulate the consumption of certain goods and to generate revenue of the government. It's often leave of the production that are considered to be non-essential, harmful to health, and potentially damaging the environment. Example of goods to the maybe subject of excess tax include tobacco products, alcohol beverage, premium products, motor vehicles, sugary drinks, and certain luxury goods. The tax for each product category may vary depending on the nature of the goods and the government policy objectives. Custom duties are taxes imposed on the goods that are imported or exported. When the goods are brought into the Philippines by a carrying vessel or aircraft with the intention to unload, the importation process begins. During the importation process, the goods are subject to customs duties, which are taxes levied by the government. These duties are based on the value, quantity, or weight of the imported goods as determined by the customs authorities. Travel taxes. According to the Philippine law, when Filipinos or other national travel outside of the Philippines, they are required to pay the travel tax before they leave the country. The travel tax is monetary fee imposed by the government on the departing passengers. The purpose of travel tax is to generate revenue for other government and proper various tourism related programs and projects. It helps fund initiatives aimed at promoting tourism, improving tourism infrastructure, and supporting the development of the tourism industry in the Philippines. Duty-free Philippines. Duty-free Philippines is a system in the Philippines that enable individuals to purchase goods without paying import duties or taxes. It was established to boost foreign exchange earning and generate revenue for the government. The Department of the Tourism through the Philippine Tourism Authority is responsible for the establishment and management of the duty-free Philippines. The primary objectives of the duty-free Philippines is to promote the tourism and provide a shopping experience for travelers. It operates designated areas such as international airports, seaports, and other tourism destinations. These locations offer a wide range of products, including luxury items, electronics, cosmetics, fashions, and local souvenirs.